Live? Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. It's all waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday, everybody. We are live on Celebrity Apex, coming to you live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're docked in San Juan still for the evening. Glad to have you guys here. And, of course, we're here to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. We'll start with the most important question in the whole wide world. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean, or maybe Celebrity, cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let's count down together. Glad to have you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. We had some super chats even before the broadcast began. Will22193, thank you for the super chat. On my way to Los Angeles to board Serenade of the Seas. Have a great cruise. And Desiree Hall, thank you for the super chat. As always, Desiree, appreciate your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. ADMGZ has a super chat for us. I couldn't wait to tell you it's 6 days till Harmony of the Seas. How do I access the cruise compass? Only once I find stuff at CocoCay. Thanks for the super chat. So Harmony of the Seas recently transitioned from Florida over to Galveston. That's why you're not seeing any, because it's a new itinerary. There are two things. Number one, I think Pascal in our chat pointed out that you can already see most of the events in the Royal Caribbean app. But if I were you, I would also just look at cruise compasses from Allure of the Seas when she was in Galveston just before Harmony started up. It's going to be more or less the same, or very similar anyway. So definitely the way to go over there for sure. Let's see here. Ian Hunter. Ian, thank you for the super chat. Wife cruised growing up. My first was last year, then another months later, and was hooked. Now 5 booked with this Saturday on Odyssey of the Seas. Only been on Rhapsody and Jewel and loved it, but excited to try a bigger ship. Oh man, going from Rhapsody and Jewel to Odyssey is a huge, huge jump. You're gonna love it. There's so many things to do. It's a brand new ship. It's more or less a night and day difference when you go from the Radiance and the Vision class to a Quantum class ship. You're gonna see big, big differences there, figuratively and literally. Chief Traveler going on a cruise on Anthem of the Seas next month. Is there a way for us to find out what special will be in the main dining room? For example, French night, Italian night, etc. A couple days before your cruise, check the Royal Caribbean app. You'll be able to see it over there. Let's see here. Cragen Hair 3. Thank you for the super chat. 27 days till Harmony, 2-part. We didn't get reservations for ice skating show. Can you explain how standby works? Basically, I would get in line about 30 minutes or more before the show time. There'll be 2 lines, people with the reservation, people without. You'll be in the without, and then about 15 minutes or so before showtime, they open it up to everybody. I think you'll be okay getting in there. What type of December water should we expect at Maya Chan? Warm. It'll be warm. December is still very warm down there, so you'll be swimming for sure. Enjoy, my friend. Glad to have you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lots of friends in the house. Also, I want to say an early happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends. And our Canadian friends already celebrated Thanksgiving like back in July. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the States here. We have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. Thank you for sharing part of your week here with me. I know it's a very busy time of year, but I appreciate you being here. So let's see here. Next question is from Brandon, who says, "Hey Matt." Hey Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Tammy wants to know how am I liking. Oops. I clicked on it. Tammy wants to know how am I liking the ship. So I'm on Celebrity Apex, my very first Celebrity cruise. It's a beautiful ship, really, really nice. I had no real concerns about the ship's quality or aesthetics. It's a pretty ship. It's very nice to go through. There are things I like about Royal Caribbean better, things I like about Celebrity better. But I gotta say that it's interesting being on a different cruise line. I mean, it's still owned by Royal Caribbean, but there's if you're in the hallway, it looks just like a Quantum class ship. You really can't tell much of a difference. And there's little touches that are like, oh, that's on Royal Caribbean, that's on Royal Caribbean, right? But then there's so many other ways that it's different. And especially when you're in the public areas and some of the, I'm sitting here I'm in the spa cafe. I'm here in the solarium, and you can tell the seating, it's a little more plussed up, which is really nice. So I'll do a full review of it, obviously, here on YouTube and over at realcaribbeanblog.com. But we're going to share more of that as we go through. But I don't want to jump to any early conclusions because this is only day 3 of the cruise. So I've barely been on here. But we're having a really, really nice time. Kathy Geiger from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Kathy. Don and Judy are here. Welcome. Brianne wants to know, is it safe to do excursions in Falmouth, Jamaica? I mean, through any reputable tour operator, especially through Royal Caribbean, the odds are probably yes. I mean, there's always risks, Brianne. So when you say, is it safe? Can I tell you that with 100% certainty you will not get hurt or injured or anything like that? No, but that's true of every port anywhere. There's risks everywhere. So no matter what tour you do, the important thing is to make sure that you have a reputable operator. Certainly if you're booking through the cruise line, you should feel reasonably safe that's the case. There's always risks involved, though. Obviously, I would say Falmouth is one of those ports that definitely behooves you to have a tour book. It's not a wing it kind of port. Cozumel is a wing it kind of port. Falmouth is not one of those. So hope that answers your question there. Becky Menken from MEI Travel. Happy Monday to you, Becky. Good to see you. Jim Nolan, thank you for the super chat. 194 days to Liberty to Bermuda. Tips for excursions or exploring there. Ship docks overnight, so you can get on and off anytime. How's the area? Yeah, so when your ship is docked overnight like it is in Bermuda, it is like a floating hotel. Come and go as you please. You want to leave at 3 a.m.? Sure, you can do that. In terms of what there is, so right where you dock in the Royal Navy dockyard, it's like more of a touristy area. I mean, there's not much going on. You're not going to see many locals. Like it's really just a cruise area, which is fine. Nice to walk around. There's some shopping and some dining. But I think most people end up going elsewhere. So I would say this: what you want to do in the daytime is go to Horseshoe Bay. That's the pretty pink sand beach everybody goes to. It's really, really nice. If you're looking for dinner, I would take the water ferry over to Hamilton, which is the major city, and go have dinner over there and take the water ferry back. But everyone uses the bus to get around otherwise. Let's see here. I see Fox from MEI Travel. Hello. Good to see you here, Fox. Next question is from April. Question: when you book a cruise on Royal Caribbean and buy the insurance, does that automatically cover medical evacuation? No, not automatically. And that's why you need to look at the travel insurance plan. This is a really good question, April, because a lot of people assume, oh, I bought travel insurance. It covers everything. No, not necessarily. Read the policy. You've got to look at it. And Royal Caribbean's travel insurance that they offer through the cruise line, I'm going to say, in my opinion, this is my opinion now, it's not the best out there. It's not the most comprehensive out there. Let me rephrase that. It's not the most comprehensive, most inclusive travel insurance plan out there. So consider that along with other plans. There's some good websites out there, insuremytrip.com, travelinsurance.com. They basically aggregate quotes for you. I'm sure they get a commission or something, but they just, kind of line it all up for you and explain what's covered, what's not covered. So, April, do not assume that, oh, I bought travel insurance through cruise line. It covers all those scenarios like the one you're describing. It may or may not. You need to look at the policy. So, good question. Hey, Sean, thank you for the super chat. 147 days till freedom. What is your favorite hidden gem or favorite thing to do at CocoCay? Ooh. Well, I love the secret sandwich, or the mozzarella sticks in general at the Snack Shack. The Snack Shack is a vastly overlooked, underrated free restaurant. The food there is fantastic. I can eat there every day. Snack Shack is wonderful. And Harbor Beach. A lot of people always flock to the other beaches, Chill Island or South Beach or the Cocoa Beach Club. But let me tell you something. Harbor Beach is really nice and a lot less crowded than the other beaches. So something to look forward to. Ronnie Bickers. Ronnie, thank you again for your always consistent generosity, Ronnie. Appreciate you. 4 days to Liberty Seas. Can family who live in the same house share Crown and Anchor status? How? If they're your kids, yes. If they're over 18, no. Unless they're, of course, your spouse or something. So Royal Caribbean allows you, the Crown and Anchor member, and your spouse or partner, whatever domestic situation you've got, that's okay. But if you're living with your parents, as an example, and your parents have no status, they don't get your status. You got kids that are 18, they do get your status. So all you have to do is just set up their accounts and make sure that, it's my kid, my partner, and set it up there. Call Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor number. There is a different phone number for Crown and Anchor Society. And that's the way to go right there. Let's see here. James wants to know, is a cabin update worth it for a short cruise itinerary? I mean, James, you might have seen my video I did the other day in which I spent $7,000 to stay in a Royal Loft Suite on Allure of the Seas for 3 nights. So worth it is a very subjective question. Here's what I'll say, James. It's your vacation. It's your money. You work hard. You can make the argument, yeah, why not? Splurge, treat yourself. You make the other argument, no, save that money, spend it on something else, like another cruise or a drink package or a shore excursion or something else that'll plus up your experience, right? Or add on to your experience or lengthen your experience. There's an argument made there. Both are very valid arguments, but there isn't a right or wrong answer. It's really a matter of what is your, let's say, again, the numbers obviously will vary, right? But it's $1,000 difference. $1,000 means a lot to some people and not so much to a lot of other people. It just kind of depends on you. And I've stayed in inside cabins and balconies and suites, and I can tell you that there's good arguments to be made either way. It's a matter of just what you're comfortable with and what you can afford and the reasons why you're doing so. So that's my wishy-washy answer to do you. Let's see here. Todd wants to know my question so far. Black Friday, is it normal or are the prices less than normal? The prices vary. Number one, this is like there's a couple things here, Todd. Number one, I think the cruise community blows out of proportion how lucrative Black Friday is. There have been Black Friday deals in the past, and unfortunately, Black Friday has become this like, oh, wait till Black Friday, because historically some of the better deals were during Black Friday, but Black Friday is not the end-all be-all, and it's certainly not necessarily going to be a better deal or a crazy good deal. This is why when people ask me this question, Matt, how do I get a lower price or the best price on the cruise, drink package, Wi-Fi? What do I always tell them? I never tell them wait till Black Friday. I always say book as early as you can, reprice up till your final payment date, and that's really what you should do there. So is it normal? Yeah, this is pretty much how it always is. There are some cruises and some itineraries in which there are really good deals out there. Others, not so much. Just the way that it is. And that's why you should never, ever, ever try to time a sale or wait for a sale. Book, lock it in, and change if there is a better price later on. Let's see here. Next question is from Brianne. Is it true that Royal Caribbean will offer reservations for specialty dining before boarding via the app? Yes, but not now. Royal Caribbean told me when I was down in Miami a couple weeks ago that is the plan, and they're testing it out, but it's not available yet. It won't be available until maybe sometime mid-2024. But that is the plan, but not now. Next question is from Desiree Hall. Thank you very much. Jeff Roberts. I'm going to take a drink of water, Jeff. Thank you for the super chat. Just got off Harmony of the Season. It was awesome. Thanks for your advice and valuable insight in these cruises. You are very welcome. I love Harmony. Would love to get back very, very soon. Michael wants to know, can you get a laundry service on a 4-night sailing? Yeah, absolutely. You want to spend money, they'll take it for sure. Are the kids enjoying it? Yeah, they are enjoying the cruise on Celebrity. They have not been to the kids club. They kind of punked out on me. They said they were going to go, and then they were like, they're not going. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, it's their vacation too. I'm not going to force them. I thought my youngest daughter was going to go today, but anyway, hopefully by the end of the cruise, one of them will make it down there. But they're enjoying their cruise nonetheless. Let's see here. Mike wants to know, speaking of kids, when you're booking special dinner with children, do they order off the kids' menu? No option to book standard food? No, they can do either one. Royal Caribbean does not care which menu they order off of. Just the pricing is different. So if they want to order off the adult menu and they pay the kids' price, no problem. Likewise, you, as an adult, can order off the kids' menu too. So no judgments. Marina loves Jen from MEI and Travel. I love Jen from MEI and Travel. And Fox and Kathy. Becky's okay. Nice. PLR wants to know, is there point status match with Royal Caribbean Celebrity? Point match, no. Status match, yes. So I am an elite member here on Celebrity. I've never cruised Celebrity before, but they will cross promote your Crown and Anchor Society status with your Captain's Club status. All right, I picked this. I gotta be honest with you guys. I picked this spot here in the solarium. I thought it would be air conditioned because it's indoors. It's not. I'm sweating like a pig over here. Holy moly. Oh, my goodness. Tio on board Serenade of the Seas right now. Nice. Awesome. YG Master 17 going on Mariner in about a week and a half. Suggestions with that ship. Playmakers is fantastic. I love the pub on there. Izumi Hibachi, worth doing every single time. Enjoy. Tony Diaz, hello. Oh my God, there's the ladies' room. There's a men's room over there. and they're air conditioned. With a lot of I'm tempted to go do the rest of this broadcast from the men's room. I just need air conditioning. I literally just took a shower before I got here, and I need another shower already. Let's see here. Cletus, thank you for the super chat. Looking at a side-by-side next spring on Independence and Icon out of Miami. Is it possible to walk from one ship to another? Walk, no. But in my experience, if you tell the first ship, hey, I'm going on this other Royal Caribbean ship in the same port, there's no promises. But historically, they'll offer you a ride of some kind. Worst case scenario, you take a Lyft or an Uber or a taxi. But I've heard many people being able to do this as long as you give them advance notice. Like not the morning of, like you say, halfway through the cruise, go to guest service, say, hey, I'm doing another cruise right after this. The day we disembark, it's in Miami. Saying, can I get a ride over there? I've had your mileage may vary, but I would expect that to be probable. And your fallback option is take a taxi. It's not a walkable though. Ronnie Bickers Jr. again with a super chat. Thank you, Ronnie. Shout out to Kelly Scolar. She got me a Ben & Jerry's suite on Independence of the Seas. Nice. Besides free treats every day, what other perks does the special room have? Actually, Ronnie, we did a blog post about this in January on Liberty of the Seas. Check that out at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Essentially, there are two main benefits. One, the free ice cream. And the other one is access to the suite lounge, which is really nice. Slew Dog, what's up, man? Welcome back. Just returned from Oasis. What a great ship. We're cruising a 12-night Vision out of Baltimore in March. Have you ever been to Baltimore Port? Any tips? I've not yet been out of Baltimore. I'd like to at some point, but I've not done there yet. But I'm imagining that you're probably driving there because you're probably in the area. So the ladies' room is right there. We just keep the door open. You can't see anything in there, but you just keep that door open, the air conditioning flowing in here. That'd be fantastic. Holy moly, it's warm in here. Does WhatsApp work on the ship? It does indeed. Yes. Teresa wants to know, does Royal Caribbean ever have 2-for-1 in regards to the classic soda package or in Voom? They got rid of them. They used to have them, but they don't do them anymore for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Barbara Hawkins. Hey, Barbara. Thank you for the super chat. 13 days to Harmony, 55 to Ascent, 68 to Icon, 83 to Ascent. Barbara, I'll be on Ascent. I almost said Ascent to the Seas. Celebrity Ascent next week. So I'll have some more information for you on that. Connie, how much time do you plan to spend in your cabin? Usually not much. Depends on the cruise, but I'm not usually a stay in the cabin kind of guy. I'm like a let's just go somewhere else kind of guy, but that doesn't stop me from booking nice rooms also. But I'm not usually a big stay in the room kind of guy. Let's see here. Let me get a drink of water and answer Scott's question. Quantum in 7 days. Have you ever used the thermal suite? Is it worthwhile? I've not used it, but we've been through that. The thermal suite is worth it if you take the time to go there because you pay for it for the duration of your cruise. If you go like once or twice, then it's not worth it. If you go every day, then it's worth it. So it's more on you than anything else, but it can be, absolutely. Davey wants to know, am I trying the new Supper Club on Icon of the Seas? I am. I booked it for the inaugural sailing. Myself and 2 of my staff will be on there, so we'll be looking forward to trying that out. I've never done it before. Don't know what to expect, but I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. Let's see here. Next question. Let's see here. So Becky says, pro tip, book when you want it and then reprice. Also, same for cruise itself. Yeah. Listen, this is words to live by, guys. I mean, it's tried and true. It's just every time. Next question is from Richard. Hey, Matt, new to the blog. 12 days on my first cruise. I was gifted the key. What does the key do? You essentially get a couple different benefits for it. Number one, you're going to get priority embarkation. So when you get to the port, there'll be a special line for you as a key member, which means you'll be able to get on the ship probably a little bit faster. Once you get on board the ship, there will be a special place to store your carry-on items. You'll also get a special lunch just for you at a sit-down restaurant or the main dining room, which has sit-down restaurant food, but it's only for key members. You're going to get the internet package for every person who has the key. And you're also going to get special times to go to certain activities on your ship, like the rock climbing wall or water slides, things like that. It depends on what ship you're going on. So you'll get a full list in your cabin, exactly what they are. But the best benefits are on day one. The priority embarkation, the ability to store your carry-on stuff and the lunch on embarkation day. Let's see here. Best hotel in Miami. The Intercontinental, always great. It's not cheap, but it's great. Intercontinental, Doubletree Biscayne Bay. Those are good ones. Otherwise, if you don't really care and you're just flying in the night before, I would just pick a hotel near the airport. I go to like Priceline.com. I put in 4 stars or higher, express deal, Miami Airport, boom. And you're going to get a pretty good hotel at 4 stars. I wouldn't do like 3 or 2, but at 4 stars, you'll be okay. If you don't, especially because you're only there for a couple nights. Let's see here. Becky says, well, if you had, if I click on it, I guess this would work. Well, if you had invited me, I would have made sure that you were in air conditioning, just saying. Thanks, Becky. Nice. Now, walk it out. Have the ultimate dining package on Symphony. What's the best way to get dining reservations I want? Honestly, the easiest way is once you get on board the ship, number 1, try to get on as fast or as early as you can. Number 2, go make reservations immediately. That should be your first stop. Go to the Royal Promenade. You'll see a stand, a little crew member in front of a little podium who'll be taking dining reservations. Have them do it. Bing, bam, boom. You should be done about 10 minutes, and then you're on your way. Just get them all done on day 1 as early as you can. Let's see here. Next question is, wow, you guys are like blowing up my chat over here, which I love, by the way. This is great. Is from Debbie. Debbie, thank you for the super chat. 27 National Anthem. Any tips for things to do in Nassau, not a beach? There are a couple ideas that come to mind. One is a DIY one. Take a taxi to the Bahamas. It's a resort. Now, great, a lot of people go there to the beach, but there's a casino. There's restaurants. You could walk around there a little bit. Not a beach. Boy, you're taking out. It's kind of like saying, like, I want to go to New York City, but I don't want to eat pizza. I mean, you can. There are other things. But like everything I recommend doing is usually like involving a beach, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm trying to think of something that doesn't like, I don't have any great recommendations other than maybe the Bahamas, having lunch over there and then coming on back, take a taxi back and forth. That's probably what I would do. The walking off the ship around the port area is not great. There's not a ton of stuff there. So yeah. Let's see here. WDW guy. Fantastic content, sir. Congrats on your success with the channel blog. Thank you. Former cruise employee selling on Freedom of the Seas. Are they using Starlink on there for internet? Yes. All Royal Caribbean cruise ships are using Starlink. So, yep, you are good to go. Let's see here. I know, Kathy, right? 2 celebrity ships. Well, one celebrity ship, I'm just a regular cruise. It was a media cruise, so it's not quite apples to apples there. But, yeah. Jessica Devoto, thank you for the super chat, Jessica. You need a visa or other special paperwork to visit the following ports. Go to Mayorota and Cozumel. No. Nope, you're good. Just walk off the ship like everybody else. Easy peasy. Super easy. Bilbo wants to know, you're called Royal Caribbean Blog. Are you paid by any of the cruise lines to do these videos? No, absolutely not. In fact, the cruise lines, to be perfectly honest with you, don't care about YouTube. Whenever we go to any media cruises, now I do get sometimes a free cruise, like as an example. Next week when I go on Celebrity Ascent, that's a free cruise, but it's a 2-night sailing. It's a media preview. I'm not getting a 7-night sailing. This cruise I paid for like my own. But nonetheless, they don't pay me to do any video because they don't really, I don't say they don't care about YouTube, but it's never a thing they care about. But more importantly, let me make this very clear and abundant. They don't pay me to do anything, whether it's blog post, YouTube. The most it will ever see is maybe like a freebie cruise like I'm going to get next week on Celebrity Ascent. But there's no expectation. There's no like, hey, there's no quid pro quo. There's no, you get this cruise, we expect X, Y, and Z. So, hope that makes sense. And obviously next week, when I'm on Celebrity Ascent, I'll have obviously disclaimers in there that I got the cruise for free. But this cruise, I paid for. In fact, like 99% of my cruises I paid for. It's the occasional media cruise that sneaks in there once in a while. Connie wants to know, Matt, how much time do you plan to spend in your cabin? Was like 20 minutes ago for someone asking about upgrading. Oh. All right, that's awkward now. You could have just said, I agree, Matt. let it slide by over there. Tangilla, if I said your name correctly, thank you for the super chat. 6 days till wonder. The night we celebrate 50th birthday, which restaurant is more fun, as in celebratory? Coastal Kitchen or main dining room? Oh, good. Someone's going to the bathroom. Air conditioning coming in 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Much better. Main dining. I would say main dining room. I mean, Coastal Kitchen isn't stuffy by any means. It's for suites only. I don't think it's that stuffy, but main dining room, they'll get up on the chairs and dance for you. I'm not saying they will, but I'd say main dining room, believe it or not. Let's see here. Miller time. Thank you for the super chat. Going on Anthem of the Seas December 10th. It's sold out. Will that ship feel crowded or is it spaced out fairly well? It's spaced out fairly well. Every ship you go on these days is sold out. Miller time. It doesn't matter what ship you pick. I mean, and if it's not sold out, there's like 3 cabins left that are not sold or something like that. They all sell out. So that's by design, and they're just literally designed to not only sell out but also space things out. Will you run into lines? Sure, you'll run into lines on any cruise ship. It's more the fact that, again, there's a lot happening, and they try to disperse crowds as best they can. So I think you'll have a good time, but it's not going to feel like you have the ship to yourself by any means. D. Dan, going to Mexico on Mariner in December. Do you know anything about cenote hopping adventure? I do not. I've not been on that particular tour, so I don't have any recommendations on that one. Maybe someone in our chat can help you out on that one. Let's see here. Next question. Big guy, thank you for the super chat. We're going on Wonder of the Season 75 days for a back-to-back. Any suggestions? Also, what's your favorite class ship on Royal Caribbean? Oasis class and Wonder of the Seas that you're doing. So, nice. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. For a back-to-back, any suggestions? Well, it's probably too late now, but I hope you got the same room for both sailings. That's like number one. I mean, just explore the ship as much as you can. Try some of the specialty restaurants out. Go to the Mason Jar Bar for the country music there in the evening. You don't have to be a country music fan. They do a really nice job. I would definitely recommend that quite a bit. Dave, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Dave, but as always, thank you, my friend, for your generosity. Pink Davey wants to know, have the drink package always included gratuities in purchasing ahead of the cruise? Yes. Next question. Jamie wants to know, hey, Jamie, when going out of Galveston, what's the best place to stay the night before, in Galveston or elsewhere? Galveston is certain. If you stay in Galveston, in the Strand neighborhood, it's the most convenient. Makes it super easy that morning. There's no traffic. There's no issues. You'll get to your port. Super, super simple. The problem with staying in Galveston is that you're going to pay a lot more to stay in Galveston. If you stay in League City, if you stay in Texas City, if you stay in Houston, you're going to save a lot more money probably on a hotel. But then you might have to deal with traffic and, of course, commute to get over there. So there's pros and cons to both. I don't know that. I stay in Galveston every time I've done it, but I don't cruise that much out of there. But I prefer not to worry about traffic or anything. I just have to get out of my room, go there, and be on my way. And Dave, thank you for the super chat earlier. Appreciate you. Held up, Matt, all my Royal Caribbean blog members. Welcome. Miller Time, thank you for the super chat again. Board early or late to avoid waiting in long lines? Board early. Always early. Brad, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I've sailed on Wonder of the Seas 4 times this year and love Giovanni's wine bar. I'm sailing on Harmony in a few weeks. I'm wondering if Vintages has food from Jamie's Italian. It does not. They might have some, depending on the ship, there might be some tapas, but it's nowhere near what you got on Wonder with Giovanni's. So it's like, don't expect anything like that other than wine. They do have wine, but that's about it. Let's see here. Oh, Nicholas, Nicholas says, you're braver than I am. I never use third-party sites. For Priceline, the express deals, it's always worked out. But in general, you're right. I always book my hotels directly with the hotel. It's just easier. It's like they give you such a runaround if you don't. But if you're on a budget, you want a good deal, then I would definitely do the express deals for that one. Otherwise, no, I would never book a regular hotel unless it was significantly cheaper. But even then, I'm not even sure about that. Let's see here. Oh, Scott recommends the Pirate Museum in Nassau. Yeah, I've heard good things about that, actually. I've never been there. Hey, Emily. Hope you and Chris are doing well. Weird question. My son has a waterproof cast on his arm. Will he still be able to do the water slides? Yes. I don't see why they would care. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's put it that way. But I'm not aware of any policy that says otherwise. But that doesn't mean they'll be able to. Let's see here. Next question. Eric wants to know, do any hotels near Port Canaveral offer a shuttle service to the cruise terminal? Yes, some do. I did an article about this a year or two ago, and I kind of went through some of the ones that are out there. Honestly, Eric, the hotel shuttles are overrated. They run on a limited schedule. Most of them cost money now. Like back in the day, a lot of them were free or included. They're not, but they're run on a limited schedule. I would rather, if you ask me, take a Lyft or Uber. Then you go on your schedule. You don't have to worry about everybody else. Don't have to worry about waiting for the next one because it's full. That's me, but people, might disagree with me on that. And if you're staying at a hotel in Port Canaveral, kind of near the port, it's going to be a nominal fee for a Lyft or Uber. But that's my take on it. Let's see here. Next question is from Melanie. Melanie, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Melanie, but I will keep an eye out for it. By the way, guys, there's one-way mirrors over here. They can't see them. I can only see them. Goodness. Next question is from Connie. I'm going to drink a drink of water here. Really for you this time, do you have Icon plans? What new features attract you the most? So I'm going on Icon right now. I have 3 cruises booked on Icon. Inaugural, our Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise in next summer, 24. And then again in spring break of 25. Do I have any? So yes, I am booked on there. But I'm really excited to try out the water park, see the new shows. The Aquadome looks amazing. And some of the new venues that we've never had before in Royal Caribbean, that always excites me. So the Julian Pianos, the Empire Supper Club, the Pearl. I love the idea of new things that we don't have. So it's really cool to see that. Let's see here. Next question. How do you feel about Adventure of the Seas? Great ship. Love it quite a bit. Sean wants to know, if I book a back-to-back cruise, are you able to stay on the ship if it's the same one, or do you need to get off and back on again? Royal Caribbean will escort you off and on, but you'll be the last ones off, first ones back on. But yes, technically they take you off the ship. So yes, but Royal Caribbean does the whole thing for you. You don't get out with everybody else. You'll get a letter in your cabin. You'll go to a certain spot, and you and everyone else doing a back-to-back will be taken through the process and brought back on board. So it's not like you have to get off like everybody else out there. Time to travel. Can you recommend a pre-cruise hotel in Port Canaveral? Yes, the Home 2 Suites I recommend in Cocoa Beach. It's really nice. Been there a couple times. Let's see here. Matt Travis. Matt, thank you for the super chat. Matt, love the channel. Going on my second cruise in April, Mariner. As I become more experienced cruiser, what ship do you suggest next? I don't know what you did first, but do either an Oasis or do Wonder of the Seas or Odyssey of the Seas. Whichever one that is, that's the next one to do. Next question is from Scary. What's up, Rich? When is the group cruise? We have a couple of group cruises coming up, and they're all available, Rich, at royalcaribbeanblog.com/events. royalcaribbeanblog.com/events. So we have Icon of the Seas in June, and then we have Voyager of the Seas in December of 2024. Tony Diaz. Oh, say it ain't so, Tony. Say it ain't so. It's a darn shame your friends want you to cruise with you. Let's see here. Terry, any interest in Celebrity Excel? Sure. New ships are always exciting. I mean, I've always said this. I don't care if it's Carnival, Norwegian, Celebrity. If it's a new ship, it's hard to have a bad time on a new ship. Just saying. Like a new ship. Not like an old ship that's joined a new fleet, but like a new ship, newly built. It's like new cars and new hotels and new cruise ships. They're pristine for a reason, and that always excites me. But yeah, I think the Edge class is great. I'm excited to see Ascent and kind of compare and contrast. But sure. Linda, are the Black Friday sales worth it? They can be. With any sale, here's the thing. Number one, never wait for a sale. Never say, oh, I'm just going to wait for a Black Friday sale, July 4th sale, Memorial Day sale. Doesn't matter. Book whatever you want to book now, lock in the price. And then if there's a better deal, you can always cancel and rebook. Now, that's true of cruise planner prices. For cruise fare prices, if you're an American or a Canadian citizen or There's other countries as well, but not the UK. You can always take advantage of a price drop on a cruise fare all the way up until final payment date, which is why I recommend doing also booking your cruise fare early and then repricing up to there. So it can be, but it's not necessarily like, Linda, it's not to say like, oh, Black Friday, Linda, it's going to be like, bonkers, crazy good deal. Not necessarily. Let's see here. Niche wants to know, when they tell you what time to be back on the ship, do they use ship time or the real world time? Good question. And the answer is, it depends. So like on this ship, we're on local time. They changed us to, right now it's 9 o'clock where I am. It's 8 o'clock in Eastern time. So we went an hour ahead. But it depends on the captains, and sometimes they sometimes they go ahead to local time. Sometimes they stay on ship time. It just depends on the ship and the sailing. Hey, Shakita, thank you for the super chat. Good to see you again. Does Royal Caribbean offer 2 bathrooms in 1 cabin? Yes. A friend of mine went on Carnival, and since we weren't a couple, they offer 2 separate bathrooms. So not all rooms, Shakita, but some rooms do. Typically, they're either suites or family rooms, like a family interior or family. I don't think they have family balconies, but family ocean views, or suites. Some suites, not all suites. Some of them do offer too. But as a policy, Shakita, if you tell them, I'm booking an inside cabin or a balcony cabin, standard, and you have 2 people that aren't together, not a couple, they're not going to give you a free bathroom. That's not really a thing. I'm not familiar with how Carnival does their thing, but there are special rooms you can book that do have 2 bathrooms, but it's because you book them that way, not because of your living arrangements, if that makes sense. Adam's mom wants to know, what is the Broadway show in Icon? There is not a Broadway show in Icon. There is a original musical production called The Wizard of Oz, but it's not the Broadway musical. It's not the Andrew Lloyd Webber show. JZSC, thank you for the super chat. My check-in date for Malcolm Cruise is November 30th. What time on the sign date does it open, including time zone? Midnight local time for the ship. So as an example, if your ship is, which I don't even say which one it was. If it was, Mariner of the Seas and it's over in Florida, then it'd be midnight Eastern time. But if you live in Florida and your cruise is in Galveston, it'd be midnight Central time. So that's how it works. Ronnie's got a question for us. Let me get a drink of water, Ronnie. Running low here. When I get back to the original port of debarkation, how soon can I leave the ship if I'm carrying all my own stuff? It depends. It depends on what time the ship docks and what time the local authorities clear the ship. Both of those factors are unknown ahead of time. Sometimes it's like 6, sometimes it's 7, 7:30. It's not always the same time. Chris H, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the great videos. You are the best. Thank you. You are the best. Chris, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Let's see here. Lucho wants to know, what is the difference between the actual food in the main dining room and the Windjammer? How it's served. The Windjammer is a buffet. Main dining room is plated and served to you by a waiter. Essentially, that's the best thing right there. Look at that. Tom saved $638 rebooking. This is still the best strategy for booking a cruise or an amenity, quite frankly. Let's see here. GA on lobster in the main dining room. Are the lobsters available in the Windjammer that night as well? No. What is my most memorable shore excursion? Bad one? Blue Waters in Jamaica, Falmouth, Jamaica. The bus caught on fire. I thought my daughter drowned. She didn't. She was just laying face down in the water. It was really hot. We didn't get a seat. It was terrible. Like one of the worst ones. Best ones, I'm not sure how much I can say about it. Cabo San Lucas, Lance, Matt Banville, together with our families, having a very nice time. A good time was had by all. If you were there, then you know. Otherwise, it's not worth mentioning. Let's see here. Destiny, can you get a price adjustment on final payment day if you book non-refundable? Yes, you can. Let's see here. Robert, can Royal Caribbean boycott the Bahamas Got Oasis reserved with $500 non-refundable deposit. Total price went up $60 because of the Bahamas and Newport fees. Nope. It's just the way of the world, my friend. It's like, you buy a house and you have a mortgage and your insurance, your taxes are whatever price they are when you did you bought your house, and then what happens next year? They probably go up. Same basic idea. In the grand scheme of your cruise fare, I mean, it's like $60, $60, but it's 60. It's just, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the way that any port runs. You'll still have a great time, my friend. Don't let $60 ruin your cruise. You'll have a great time. Casey, thank you for the super chat. Is grapefruit juice offered on any ship? I've never asked. I assume they have it in breakfast, but I have not asked. So maybe. Let's see here. Next question. April. I get a drink of water. It's so hot out, guys. Do the different tiers of loyal tiers receive different percentages of discounts on balcony and suites? Yes. So platinum, emerald, diamond, diamond plus, pinnacle, the percentage goes up with each one. So you are correct. Now, how lucrative it is, sometimes that balcony discount is not combinable, but it is theoretically higher with the higher tiers. Not much, but a little bit. Hey, Bruce, thank you for the super chat. Or should I say Bruce? Thank you for the super chat. The lemon character doing shoulder shimmy dance moves. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shakita again with the super chat. Thank you, Shakita. Thanks for your previous response. You know if Royal Caribbean has any intentions of bringing Oasis ships to Galveston? Yes, they already did that. They've already had them. Allure was there. Now Harmony is there. So wish granted. Thank you for the super chat. Modern myths going on Navigator to Mexico Coast Cruise. I'm saying shore excursions that I think I would need to bring local currency. Do I need to change some currency? No. Don't even waste your time. Everybody takes US dollars. That's standard verbiage that they have on the Royal Caribbean excursion form. Everybody takes. Number one, they take US dollars. Number two, they don't want pesos. They want US dollars. So, yeah, bring US dollars. You'll be fine. Let's see here. Bulldogs wants to know, does the Wi-Fi work on board really well? Lately, yes. Since Starlink and they've tweaked some settings, the last couple of cruises, it has been really, really good. So I would say, yeah, I mean, it's still satellite internet. You're still in the middle of the ocean. There are still times where it'll drop out, but it's pretty responsive, pretty quick. I'm impressed by it. The next question I'm trying to get to, but I think I'm caught up in the chat. Let's see here. Edith, thank you for the super chat. Advice for our first excursion. We'll be doing dolphin encounter in Falmouth, Jamaica with our 3 kids. I'm not big on animal encounters in general to begin with. Number 2, I have some ethical concerns about dolphins in captivity. That's just me. I'm not advocating, but just my own thoughts on it. Falmouth is a really tough port, though, in general. Edith. If you were to ask me, hey, Matt, what should I do in Falmouth, Jamaica? I would say I don't have any good ideas because there's not really great tours there. Many of the best things are really far away. If you don't mind a long drive, Blue Hole is where I would go. But it's like an hour there and an hour back, maybe even a little longer. But that's what I would do. So anyway, that's my 2 pennies on that one. Good point, Smokey Bandit. Bahamas isn't the only country upping port fees either. Yeah, it's just the way of the world. It happens sometimes, unfortunately. Let's see. Next question. Let me go back up to some of the questions we missed earlier because I already caught up on the chat, which is crazy. Lucho, would you think getting seasick on board to be a reason to stop eating normally and start a diet? No. Being seasick and being overweight or indulging or whatever, there's no correlation between the two. You get seasick because your inner ear perceives emotion that's not correlating with what your brain is seeing, and you get seasick. It has nothing to do with your weight or what you're eating. Granted, I mean, certain food might make you feel worse. Like I wouldn't recommend if you're seasick to then go eat like sushi. But no, not necessarily. I don't think there's any real correlation there with that. Fiona, 12 Days of Symphony. I changed from Diamond to Diamond Plus for my next cruise. Will I get a better discount on my next 4 cruises booked? Possibly, probably not. Your balcony discount does go up, so you could ask your travel agent to reprice it based on that. But what the problem with that is that's going to trigger a reprice in your existing cruises. So it's like if you book a new cruise altogether, you don't get to like manually adjust it down with the new rate. So probably not, but it's worth asking anyway because you never know. Scott, will you be doing any celebrity tours since you were on them this week? So I'm not doing a full ship tour on this one. We are doing a full ship tour on Apex. But on this one, I am taking video. We're going to do like a video here on YouTube, kind of sharing my thoughts. So there will be a video, but not a ship tour, Scott, if that makes sense. And then on Ascent, in which Angie, who's coming on there, she's the pro photographer, videographer. She'll be taking care of that for me. Mark, check-in is on Wednesday. My sister is linked to my reservation. Can I check her in without her passport? Get the same check-in time. Yeah, in the app, you don't need to do the passport stuff to get a check-in time. In the app, open it up, go in there, select the check option 2, which is the check-in time for you and your sister, and you're good to go. You can do the passport stuff later on. Jennifer, when can I book entertainment for my Symphony of the Seas cruise? 45 days beforehand. Why am I? It's so hot. I'm like, or so humid that I'm blanking on. I think it's 45 days beforehand, if I'm not mistaken. It's always 30 or 45. I just, for some reason, I'm having a brain fart here. Apologies. I already talked about that one. Thank you for that question. Will Royal Caribbean get more solo cabins? No, I don't think so. I don't think Royal Caribbean's going to add any more solo cabins. I think they're making a lot of money without them. They don't need them, so they're not going to offer them. My own personal opinion, but I could be wrong on that. Andy's first-time cruiser from Sweden going on Symphony in January. When can you see and book shows in the app? In the app, you can't book anything in the app until about until you're on board the ship. Beforehand, you can book some of the shows for reservations, again, 45 days ahead of time. Tony Diaz with some really sage advice right there. I think that's a different issue. Doing shots will have more of a hangover rather than a seasick effect, but probably not doing yourself any favors with that one. Davey, when I get on Icon this winter, do I need to go to Izumi to make my reservation for Hibachi? I've heard it both ways. Some ships yes, some ships no. I would try without it, but you might get sent over there. It's not really clear. It's not consistent. Let's put it that way. Jessica Devoto, thank you for the super chat. I booked travel insurance through Royal Caribbean. If I wanted to switch to a third party, should I cancel the Royal Caribbean policy? Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to have two insurance policies. That's a bad idea. They're both going to fight with each other who wants to pay, and neither of them want to. Yeah, definitely. If you buy another one, like Allianz or Travel Guard or whatever, definitely cancel the Royal Caribbean one in that case. William Mom, thank you for the super chat. Howdy. Late for the show, 81 Days Till Navigator. Nice. Thank you for your generosity, my friend. Let's see here. David, if I bid multiple upgrades and roll up and I win more than one, you won't win more than one. Once you win one, that's it. You're done. So don't worry about it. Oops. Putting the wrong thing right there. Oh, yeah, Jessica, you're always right. Every time I say there's nothing to do in Falmouth, Jessica always recommends Good Hope Estate for an excursion there for high tea. I mean, probably the reason I never remember Jessica is because I would personally, me, Matt, has no interest in that. But I think I've heard good things about that as well. Next question is from David. Going on a 3-night dining package on adventure. What are your favorite dishes in each restaurant? At Izumi on an adventure, I would get the sashimi sampler. Chops, filet mignon, you got to go with that. Giovanni's. Oh, the filet mignon, really, really good. I don't think Royal Caribbean goes to Ocho Rios anymore. They all stop in Falmouth now. Reginald, thank you for the super chat. Reginald, says, I've heard that with the key, you can get free room service if you pass on welcome lunch. Is that true? No, I don't believe so. I've not heard that. During the pandemic, when cruises restarted, they offered free room service, and they took it away later on. So I think that's probably where we're getting confusion from. Desiree, thank you for the super chat. I was busy juicing my fruits and vegetables. What ship are you sailing on and to where? We are on Celebrity Apex. We're in Puerto Rico right now, and we're going to Dominican Republic, St. Martin, St. Thomas. AD, you didn't receive your diamond pendants while on Quantum. Oh, go to the Loyalty Ambassador next time you're on a ship. They can hook you up. The Loyalty Ambassador is the way to go right there. David, is there any way to check the weather on my cruise? I mean, they'll print the weather in the cruise compass. Obviously, the internet package is the way to go. But David, in most cases, the weather forecasts in the Caribbean are useless. They'll be like 50% chance of rain, which is totally useless. Like today, they said it was going to rain in San Juan, 90% chance. Guess how much it rained? So it could rain, it might not, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Melanie, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Melanie. Oh, there it is. I found it, Melanie. Are WoW bands available on Harmony of the Seas? Yes, they are. Absolutely. A couple more questions, guys, and we're going to head on out of here. Sadul, how to book internet by the day on the Royal Caribbean app instead of buying all days? Once you get on board, you can't do it ahead of time. Once you're on board the ship, you'll be able to buy it 24-hour passes each time you want. So you just have to connect to the internet and do it that way. But you can only do it on board the ship, not pre-cruise. Best excursion in Grand Cayman, 7 Mile Beach. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up our live broadcast today. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to go find some air conditioning. Glad to have you all here. We'll be back next week right here on YouTube. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun, like plan and book another Royal Caribbean cruise. We'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.